Yeah, 20 years. He's one of the greatest living directors. There is nobody like Chris. He makes films like nobody else. The whole thing was a challenge.
神导诺兰奥本海默来真的不玩特效，席尼墨菲合作20年终于化身男主角。
This is a national emergency.
由大导演克里斯多夫诺兰执导新片《奥本海默》，找来多年搭档席尼墨菲诠释原子弹之父奥本海默。他使用诺兰改变了自己的人生，认为新片既充满娱乐性，也可以让观众好好思考讨论。大赞诺兰是当代最伟大的导演之一。
This is the sixth time you work with director Christopher Nolan.
Yes.
And the first time you've been his leading man.
Yes.
So how do you see the great Christopher Nolan?
Well, he's a master, you know. He's one of the greatest living directors. There is nobody like Chris. He makes films like nobody else. The script comes from Chris's head. He knows every single scene. We just talked about it, and obviously I would do an awful lot of work, and then we would just plot it. It's just a lot of communication, really. I've learned so much from him. You know, it's kind of changed my life, my creative and professional life, working with Chris. And for me, it was just such a privilege to work with him, to be given this responsibility.
Won't you think it take too long to get here?
For me?
Yeah, for you.
Yeah, 20 years.
Okay. So there's a spectacular Trinity scene, and
Yeah.
we can see that you put on the glass in the film and look through the window. But what are you really see? Because he said there's no CGI.
There is no CGI. No, that there was lighting effects and there was explosions. Yeah, that's always been my experience working with Chris. It's always been practical. So, and it's all for real. So, you get a better, truer performance from your actors. There were like, it was all different elements that he composited for the big explosion. So I think we did that a few times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any similarity to you and Mr. Oppenheimer? Because I bet that if he lives now, he hates social media too.
Do you think you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then we have that in common. Then he's a little more intelligent than I am. I think. A little smarter, smokes more cigarettes, a little skinnier.
Okay. So the film is basically we can see the history through the film.
Yeah.
But if you look back your history, will you still audition of Batman?
I don't think I was right for Batman. I don't think I was the right physical specimen for Batman. And I think, but it turned into a relationship with Chris, so I'm really happy that I did that audition, you know. I remember it was screen test, but I just remember he was brilliant with actors. And that's one of his key talents, is he's amazing. I remember we got on, we connected in some way, and it's kept going for 20 years.
Okay. And you say that this is not a history lesson, and you're not telling the audience to get anything. But what do you want for the audience when they watch the film?
I want them to be entertained. Hope the film does to provoke and to get people interested and start thinking about, like, the world we live in now was changed in 1945, and we're still living in this nuclear age because of that, and we all should be conscious of it and aware of it. I think this is one of those great films. It does that. It entertains, and it's incredibly entertaining, but it's also, you know, it makes you think. I want them to have conversations about it, because that seems to be what's happening. Everyone that sees the movie is, you know, they want to talk about it. The whole thing was a challenge. You know, it was such a huge part, and he's such an iconic figure, and, you know, was carrying a movie for Chris. So the whole thing was a challenge, but a brilliant one.
And years ago you say that you want to make fans think that you are a boring guy. But you still, yeah, and do you still want them to feel you are boring?
If they want to think that I'm boring, that's fine by me.
Yeah, but today I gotta tell you, you're not boring at all.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you.
Are we saying there's a chance that when we push that button, we destroy the world?
Detonators charged!
I don't know if we can be trusted with such a weapon, but I know the Nazis can't.
3, 2, 1.